Hi everybody, long time no speak to many of you. This is my very first video I'm making to help you fans of Iyashi Wellness as well as patients of Iyashi Wellness to help you through these really unprecedented times that we are all experiencing right now, including myself. The last 2 weeks have definitely been a whirlwind for me and my family. Having to homeschool or distance learning a child while trying to maintain a online presence and telemedicine practice is challenging. But the beauty of this has been that I've also been able to spend more time with my son as well as with my husband, and enjoy stepping back and being with family, going outdoors. We like to take walks after my son's school and move our bodies outside, and enjoying a lot of family meals. So there's always a silver lining, even in amidst the chaos that we are experiencing. So I hope you have been able to experience some of the silver lining, some of the gratitude, the gift of coronas, we like to call in our family, that this pandemic has created for us. It's really important to look at, as much as possible, the bright side of what is happening so that we don't fall into despair, into too much anxiety, into too much shock. But it's out there, definitely. Anxiety, shock, trauma, and those things come out many times in people's lives as sleep issues, digestive issues, weakened immune systems, and just emotional turbulences that we feel, both adults and children. So today I wanted to do a video on how to use moxibustion at home. We call this often Moxa, and many of you who are my patients know what it is and have experienced it in the clinic. But I wanted to show you and fans of Iyashi Wellness how to use this at home safely, so that you can get the wonderful benefits of Moxa. So Moxa is actually a plant, a Chinese herb called Iye, or in English it's called mugwort. And Iye, mugwort, the wonderful powers of Iye is that it can stimulate all 14 channels of the body. In Chinese medicine, we believe that there's 12 main channels that run through the body, and then 2 extra special channels that run center, midline in the front, and midline in the back of the body. And Iye, or mugwort, is known to be able to help qi, or energy source, circulate through all channels of our body. It's the only plant, only herb that does that. And so the Chinese, who were brilliant about how to harness the power of nature and of the human body, somehow realized that Iye can be turned into a burning moxa. And so there's many different forms of moxa, but the one I wanted to show you today is what we call stick-on moxa. The one I carry and prescribe to my patients always is this box, and this came from this box. And as you can see, there's some blank spots because I've been using them on myself to maintain my well-being, good spirits, keep my energy up, improve my digestion, to sleep better, improve my immunity, and to keep my emotions as calm as possible. So I've been using this. So I want to show you how to use this safely at home. Make sure an adult does this. I like to particularly prescribe this box that says light, because in mugwort or in Iye, when you burn it, depending on the quality of the herb, it can burn quite hot and burn you even before you even touch yourself. Whereas this particular product, when it's called light, it means that the heat that comes out from, so see the back, there's all these holes. When you burn this from here, the heat will start to come out from this end, okay? And so with a light box, this light strength, the heat that comes out is mild, and so it's really difficult for you to burn yourself using this. There's another box from the same company that has what's called a regular heat strength, and that's stronger heat. You'll feel the heat much stronger even just burning one of these. And these I reserve for people who have a lot of cold in the body, literally where they feel cold. You touch their skin, and that part of the skin is really cold. You can see a lot of varicose veins, especially like in the legs and feet. Those kinds of people have a lot of cold that is not allowing their blood to circulate well through the body, so you start to get a lot of these kind of varicose veins and spider veins and so forth. But this one, the green-backed one, is very mild, so it takes quite a lot to feel the heat start to build in the body. So let me explain what that means. Let me show you so you know what I'm talking about. So what you do is you take one of these, and we call these cones in Chinese medicine. You take one of these cones off from the box, get a lighter. Oh, and also make sure have a ceramic pot ready, or ceramic little container ready, so that when you're done using this, you can throw it in here and make sure that nothing around you burns. Okay, you can even have a little layer of water in the ceramic pot cup, and you can make sure that any moxa that might still be burning, if you put it in there, it would extinguish completely. But okay, so have a lighter, and what you do is you light it, and you can still see the heat. It burns off by itself, or you can blow it off yourself. And what you do, you get the knee, you get one of your knees. Let's do my right knee. In my case, pull up the pants, and here's the knee, right? It's about 4 fingers down from the base. Here's the kneecap. There's a little knob right here of the bone. Just about 4 fingers down on the lateral or outside edge of the shin bone, not the inside, but the outside. Just outside of the shin bone, if you slide your finger down, you'll feel a little depression. You put it on that depression. That point is called stomach 36. Many of you who are my patients, I often prescribe this for you to do it at home, and I will email you the protocol, and I'll write ST36. That stands for stomach 36. And the reason why this point is a really good point to stimulate is because it's actually on the stomach channel. The stomach channel runs all along just the outer shin here. The outer shin comes up on the leg, comes up a little bit kind of right up along, passing your nipple up to the leg. Well, it actually starts on the face. It comes here, starts on the face, comes down, on both sides, and comes down the leg, all the way down stomach 36, and all the way out to the 3rd toe. And the stomach channel, as the name is called, is the channel that helps to support the actual organ of the stomach. So anyone with digestive issues, you will often find us acupuncturists needling points along the stomach channel. And this is a very famous point, stomach 36, because in Chinese, this point is called Zu San Li, or leg 3 mile. And what that means historically, Zu San Li, Li, is the word for Chinese measurement of a certain metric measurement. And when you said that it's a leg 3 mile, mile is English, in Chinese would have been li, by stimulating this particular point, because of the power this point, stomach 36, has, is that if you stimulate it, whether with moxa, acupressure, or needles, if you're being seen by an acupuncturist, it gives so much strength and vitality to this point, which connects to your digestive system, the organ stomach, and it gives you a lot of vitality, a lot of strength. It boosts your immunity. It gives you good health, and so by stimulating this point, it allows the historical notion was that you could walk for miles, 3 miles, but miles and miles and miles, and not be exhausted. So it built vitality. And so for today, in this moment that we're feeling a lot of chaos in our lives, by stimulating this point, stomach 36, it helps to strengthen your overall body. And because moxa has the ability, like I said, to circulate heat throughout all 14 channels, by heating this point, it not only stimulates the stomach channel, but all the channels in the body, which improves circulation throughout the whole body. Right now, this has pretty much burned down. You can tell if it's burned down by touching the corners or the edges of the little moxa hexagonal shape. Feel a little warmth, not too much around it. So it means that it's pretty much burned down and you are done. I felt some heat. I've been moxing myself on this point, stomach 36, on both legs every few nights to improve, to keep my spirits up, to keep my immune system strong, to make sure my digestion is well, that I'm eating well, having good appetite, and also pooping every day. Also making sure that I get good sleep, because this point helps you to sleep well, because when your energy starts to circulate better, it means that all the trapped heat, as we say in Chinese medicine, that gets, when we have a lot of anxiety or stress, we tend to hold a lot of energy kind of in the upper half of the body, and that creates a lot of heat in this upper half portion of your body. And when we have a lot of heat up here, it doesn't help us to sleep well, because it stimulates us too much that your mind can't shut down. So by heating here and helping the energy to circulate better, all this heat that was trapped up here starts to move down and away into your arms and down your legs, so all four limbs. So it starts to kind of spread, and all this that was trapped here may be giving you anxiety, palpitations, shortness of breath, not from COVID-19, but just that kind of, you're not taking those deep breaths. When you start to stimulate this point with Moxa, because energy starts to circulate better, you can start to take deeper breaths. Your mind starts to calm down, you start to have better clarity and better sleep. So now that it's completely cooled down, I removed it carefully by just holding on to the edges, right? And then I throw it in my little cup, and you can see I've been doing this for the last few days, so you can see some cones. We call them cones in Chinese medicine. If you didn't feel much heat the first time you do it, I'm already feeling the heat, because I've been doing this a few times now for the last 2 weeks. So the heat, I start to feel heat much faster. But like when I first started it about a week and a half ago, it took me several cones, several repetitions of this to really start to feel the heat kind of right under the skin and around the area. So if you didn't feel much heat, you, one more time, take one off, right? You take it off and repeat. You light it. It got lit. So then same place, about 3 fingers down from the kneecap, 4 fingers down from the kneecap, slide down your leg. You'll feel a little depression right there, stomach 36. And again, just let it sit there. There is smoke to this. I don't know if the camera shows it, but there is a little smoke. So make sure you're doing it in a room that has some ventilation, or if you're using an air purifier, make sure the air purifier is on. It's a really pleasant smell. Another really wonderful thing about this particular brand is Japanese. That it's Japanese. So the incense smell is really pleasant and very relaxing. And a lot of my patients, you guys who've experienced this in the clinic, say that too, that it's a really pleasant smell and it's a very relaxing smell. So I like to just make sure the windows are open, or at least crack, a little bit open, and then just wait for the cone to, burn down. Make sure, because this is a burning product, right? Only adults do this to older children who can sit still. I would probably say a child who can sit still for a good 5 to 15 minutes. So probably like a 9-year-old, 12-year-old, something like that. Definitely not smaller children, but older children who can sit still and can also verbalize that they're feeling the heat or not is good. You can do that on children. You don't have to do this on children, because children have so much vitality. It's us adults who start to wane our vitality as we get older and older. So children don't need this point, but I can talk about that another time. But it's also good to use on children if you want to strengthen their immune system, keep their energy, well, not up, but more calm. But I'll review that in a different video. But you can use this safely on children, teenagers in particular, who are going through a lot of stress, and us adults and senior citizens. And so now the second cone, I'm actually really starting to, not really, but I'm definitely starting to feel the heat. The first time I used it, I just felt kind of an overall spread of warmth kind of all around here. But now with the second cone, I'm starting to feel a little bit more targeted heat kind of under the green moxa. So that tells me I'm starting to build heat, or like a reserve. I'm starting to build a reserve of heat. So it's completely died off. It's not that warm. So again, take it off and put it in that ceramic bowl. Oh, so what I was saying, so adults use this on yourselves, and do it on older children. But it is a burning thing, so you can, by mistake, I've done it myself too. If I'm not careful, if I'm just kind of reaching over something by mistake, I've burned myself before. So you can burn yourself, especially also like if you're grabbing this part and by mistake, this green thing, if by mistake you kind of touch it really quickly, you can burn yourself. You will never get like a 3rd-degree burn. So in case you do burn yourself, always have honey ready on hand, because honey is a wonderful antimicrobial as well as a burn. It reduces the intensity of burns, not 3rd-degree burns, but these mild burns that you can get in the kitchen cooking or like with Moxa. So it's good to have honey on hand. But if you're careful, it's really rare that you will burn yourself, but it's always good to know that possibly you can burn yourself. So definitely, disclaimer, right? This is something that is burning. So do it in an area where the children aren't running around you. So at nighttime would be good when the children have gone to sleep, especially the younger ones, so that you as a mom or dad or an adult can do it on yourself in a quiet, safe, calm environment. And so now that I've done 2 cones, I'm feeling a really nice warmth right in this area. And I know as time progresses, this heat that I built here by putting the Moxa on is going to start to spread all along down my legs, as well as come up my legs. You can do this on both legs, definitely. You can do it together at the same time, although that takes a lot of coordination, so you could go back and forth. But you can definitely do both legs. And you want to stop using the cones or the repetition of the cones when, after you keep doing it, you start to feel like a little burn. It almost feels like pins and needles when you've built up too much heat in that particular point by doing too many cones. So if you feel that slight little pins and needles kind of heat sensation, you know you've done too much, and you can definitely remove it if it starts to get too intense, or if you can manage to kind of bear through that sensation, which only lasts for maybe 5 seconds. When the Moxa burns down, you remove it and you're completely done, and don't stimulate it again with Moxa. You're done for the night. But for most people, you can go anywhere from 1 cone to probably 5 cones. And that's why I like to use this light version, because it takes a while for the heat to penetrate and start to accumulate in the area that you stimulate, but it doesn't feel too hot from the beginning. So this is really safe for older children and adults and senior citizens. And so by doing this now, I'm really feeling the warmth here as I keep talking to you. And I know that this is going to help me to have a good appetite, a robust appetite, because it's important to eat well when you're under stress. So we have a tendency to jug coffee or not eat because we're go from the stress and anxiety. But it's important to refuel our body with nourishing foods. And by doing this, I know I'll sleep well tonight, because it's helping me to calm down my nervous system, because energy is now really circulating through my body, and my immunity will rise, and my emotions will be calmer. So I hope you guys are willing to try this at home. I have this here in the Playa Vista adjacent office. So if anyone wants to come by to pick this up, I can provide it for you. Just contact me. And I can charge it for you, and then just leave it in the Playa Vista adjacent porch. For people who can't come because of social distancing or you're too far, I can definitely prescribe this online through one of my online pharmacies. You'll get an email from them. If you click on it, pay for it, and then they'll ship it to you directly. So it's very convenient. Either pick up at the Playa Vista adjacent office or have it shipped to you. Okay, so if you have any questions, feel free to email me. But first place to start, I would say, would be Stomach 36. This alone, if you do this every night or every few nights, it kind of replaces the need to sometimes drink alcohol, wine or beer or sake, whatever your choice is. it's an alternative. It will really help to start release the tension and the stress that your body's feeling. Okay? Well, I hope this was helpful. I'm sorry it was a little lengthy, but I hope it was something that might be useful for you to try at home to help you during these crazy times we're living in. Hope everyone's well. Take care.